Don't forget to hit the notification bell, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned. If you don't like it, leave. Hey team, welcome back to my channel. I have some exciting news. Well, okay, let's first address the whole job thing. I said in a previous vlog, I think it was the one before last. Yeah, it was the one before last, that I had gone for a job interview. I had a missed call from them on Friday, I believe it was. It's now Sunday. It was a pretty standard message. It asked me to call them back in regards to the interview process. I called back 4 times. I left a voicemail, all well before 4 p.m, and I didn't get a return call. So, and I heard from Sarah, one of her very good friends went for the role as well, and she was told she made it to the final 2 but was unsuccessful. But she was told in the morning of the Friday. I was called in the afternoon. So if I were to be successful, I would assume, I don't know, I'm just assuming, and you shouldn't make assumptions, but I would assume that the successful applicant would be called first in order to, I don't know, accept the offer before they start calling all the others to let them know they weren't successful. So that to me says that I wasn't successful. But anyway, that's out of the way. We are 2 weeks away from an awesome trip to Tasmania for 3 of us. It was me, my partner, and a very good friend, Billy, who I'm going to see right now, and we're going to work out the logistics of it. Billy is a flight attendant with Tiger Air. She's getting a super cheap flight, which is bloody awesome. I've already organised the accommodation, and you guys, of course, are going to be coming with me, and you can see what I do for fitness on holiday. It's much later in the day. I caught up with Billy and her friend Marina. Billy seems to think that she's going to be the third wheel because it's her, myself, and my partner. My partner was invited later, only because, well, originally it was a holiday for myself for my birthday, and then I invited Billy, but then a week later I invited my partner. So in the end, look, it's going to be fine, and she's not going to be the third wheel. Anyway, I am currently making vegan lasagna, waiting for the soy milk to boil so I can make my bechamel sauce. It's smelling amazing. I'm going to show you what it looks like at the end. I tell you what, it is so much easier when you are with someone who eats the same things that you eat. My partner's vegan, has the same blood disorder, hemochromatosis, as I do. So it makes dining a much better experience. Once again, I have been called in to cover step and pump at the uni tonight. I've already taught attack there last night. They originally wanted me to teach attack and then pump because it's a cover for combat and pump. Combat is the closest to attack. It doesn't require any equipment. It's a fighting style kind of group fitness class. I don't particularly want to teach another attack. I kind of have this unspoken rule with myself that I won't teach more than 2 attacks a week. And that's because of injury, and you know, I'm not 20 anymore. My body doesn't recover overnight. And I said, if I go above the 2 a week, I tend to be a bit more injury prone. And let's face it, if I'm down with an injury, or even when I'm sick, you've seen me sick, I can't work. Therefore, I don't get paid. Unfortunately, a lot of participants don't realise, well, don't seem to recognise or acknowledge, I should say, we are human. We ain't robots. When I was called in to cover a fellow instructor, I showed you the laundry afterwards, what came out of my bag, and I will link that video. Here is another visual for you. This is 4 days of laundry. 4 days. I swear, if it wasn't for my spare bedroom, where I can hang everything and just close the door, I would have clothes all over my house. I'm sure you have noticed, I do have a lot of black in my wardrobe, especially when it comes to exercise gear. No, not because it's slimming, because I am a sweater. You would have seen in various classes, footage of classes that I've done, or even when I worked out my own gym at home, I sweat. And it just ain't pretty when you're on stage in, say, like a white or even this green singlet, and in the first 3 minutes, it's drenched and stuck to you. And that doesn't mean that I'm unfit. That just means some people are sweaters. Some people's bodies regulate the temperature a lot more effectively or quicker than others. And I happen to be one of them. Definitely not what I call a good day off. Open the curtains, it's pouring rain. I usually love the rain. This, however, usually floods. So I've just spent the last half an hour on my knees there, emptying out the drain. It's now actually flowing, but this is what I had to do. I had to stick the hose down because that was blocked under there, which means that feeds all the way over to that one. That was pulling up and the water was starting to seep in through my plate glass windows. Lots of fun. I am just leaving the supermarket on my way to those 2 classes I was telling you about. Halfway through my little grocery trip, I looked down because I just got these out of the wash off the line. I am coated in cat fur. White cat fur. Let's hope no one notices. Finally back to my car, just finished teaching the step pump double. You can see I look like crap. You know, it does get to a point sometimes where I think, why do I keep doing this? Why do I constantly put my body through physical stress day in, day out, multiple times a day to be abused? So I had a couple of members tonight. I'm obviously covering for their regular instructor. Let me tell you, some participants who are very attached to their class do not like cover instructors, period. Doesn't matter who they are, or doesn't even matter that the fact that if they hadn't turned up, the class would have been cancelled. Anyway, I had a couple, maybe 4 or 5 actually. It was 4. There was 4 in the front row. When I walked in and I put my music on, all 4 of them started making faces. Like, I stepped off the stage and I spoke to one of them. I was like, oh, is everything okay? And this woman was like, no, it's not. We don't like your music. In my head, obviously I had to put on the poker face like, oh, that's unfortunate. I'm just a cover for tonight. But in my head, I'm like, if you don't like it, leave. I don't have to be here. I try not to be negative, but when I've got myself out of bed on my one day off, my day off teaching, and I came in to do 2 hours of exercise, back-to-back classes, and I get attitude. If it wasn't for the many positives that outweigh the few negatives, I'd be bloody crazy, I reckon. I would be crazy. As always, team, thank you for watching. If there is anything that you want me to cover, anything that you want to see, just let me know. Drop me a line. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned.